So it's been forever since I seen your face. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. How do I begin again? Hey, what up, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Now, for those of you who are returning viewers and subscribers, you already know who this is. But for those of you who are tuning in for the very first time, thank you so much and welcome. My name is Ria and this is Rated R, honey. If this is your first time tuning in, then you're in luck because this is also my first video for 2022, and guys, I'm all ready. You get what I mean? It's only February, but I'm all ready. I'm just kidding. No, guys, like, I'm not going yet. I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but I'm in a new space. I have relocated once again. That's just, I don't even want to get into that drama, but like, yeah, basically I've relocated places and I'm finally staying in a place that I'm comfortable in, and yeah, I'm happy here. So that's me. How are you? Of course, you know how we do. How are you doing? It is a new year. Yeah, I just want to know, guys, like, tell me, how are you doing? How is the year treating you? Obviously, we have been through hell and back the past 2 years, and I kind of feel like things are starting to look up. I don't want to jinx it, but yeah, I do feel like things are starting to look up. Lockdown restrictions have been lifted. McDonald's is back to 24/7. You feel me? You feel me? It's the little things that matter. It's always good to just check in at the beginning of the year, figure out how everybody, like, where everybody's at, where's everybody's mindset, and most importantly, I want to know resolutions. Are you making them? Have you made them? What is your take on making resolutions? Because we know how it goes, you know, the beginning of the year, when that clock strikes midnight, baby, we start to jot down all of the things that we want to achieve and accomplish by the end of the year or throughout the year. And I don't know if we all achieve it or accomplish it, but it's always good to look forward to something and to set goals at the beginning of the year. So I want to know, what are your resolutions for this year? Personally, I definitely am setting resolutions for this year. I don't know about following them, but honey, one thing about me, I can set goals. Whether I achieve those goals, that's not the point. You know what I mean? The point is that I like to set them. That's important. Okay, that's important to me. So yeah, I'm basically just going to be getting into 3 of my most important resolutions that I want to accomplish or achieve, at least by the end of this year. The way I've kind of started to look at resolutions, value-based system. So that is to say, I don't set goals. Now it's more so, what kind of values do I hope to have learned by the end of this year, and also to have upheld, you know? I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but yeah, I don't think of, you know, I want to attain this or achieve this. I think more of, this is how I want to be throughout the year. You know, what type of person do I want to be throughout the year? What type of standards do I want to, what type of energy do I want to exude throughout this year? So yeah, that is my take on resolution. Like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Please share this content, and of course, subscribe to my channel. Now, without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so let me just get into the first one. The first resolution that I have is to be celibate. So a recurring theme on this channel that you will definitely come to know is that I have had some of the worst, worst sexual experiences. Oh my gosh, guys, like, I've really been dealing with the bottom of the barrel. No offense to the niggas that I've been fucking, but like, for real, I really haven't been enjoying my sexual experiences and my encounters. And I know I say this every year. I say this freaking every year. But I really feel like this year I need to be more intentional about who I allow into my body. I really feel like I need to be more intentional about who I allow into my body. Oh my goodness, yes. Why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't I be? Why haven't I been? That is the real question. I'm hoping to get into it more, as the channel grows. But, and I always used to say this to my friends that why is it that the sex is it's always now, and it's always we know that the sex is there, but the romance, the dates, I was fighting niggas to take me on dates. I'm still fighting niggas to take me on a date, to sit at a table and have a fork and a knife and eat a meal, guys. But the sex is always there, And I think for me, it was a difficult realization for me, feeling why is it that we can jump to the sex? The sex is always boom, boom, boom. Once I meet you, sexual energy, chemistry, we're supposed to just dive into bed, And I always say this with my friend, Usno, or would say, why is it that you know my vagina more than you know my personality? You get what I mean? We can't talk about other things, but you already know what the inside of my vagina looks like. And for me, that was really the crux of why I felt like this year I need to just shut it down. I was tired of this idea or this notion that a man would know my body before he would know my soul, before he would know how to treat me, my love languages. This nigga already knows the pussy. Not that he knows how to please it. I'm not saying that these niggas were pleasing. You know what I mean? I'm just saying we're well versed in the poontang. So yeah, so this year for me, it's really a no-go until I really feel I don't want to put a restriction. You get what I mean? I don't want to be I'm going to be celibate the whole year, and this is, again, I'm running away from this whole time limit thing. But it's definitely a matter of until I've done the inner work and until I know that I'm comfortable and I feel secure in a relationship, I need to just stay away. I just need to stay away from coitus altogether. And so yeah, so I think my second resolution is very in line with the first one, and that is to set more boundaries, to set and to enforce more boundaries. I've just been allowing bullshit into my life, okay? I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. I have been allowing utter BS. I've been allowing people to have access to me. I've just been allowing shit to happen and people to talk to me. Allowing niggas to have the audacity to DM me talking about I love your boo. We don't know each other like that. We don't know each other like that. And it's all because I've allowed people to think that they can get that comfortable with me, I have really been lowering my standards. I need to be more intentional about setting boundaries, and then also just enforcing those boundaries, because it's one thing to say, okay, these are my values, this is what I won't do, this is what this is how far I will and won't go, but it's another thing than enforcing it. And I also think the reason I've been so susceptible to people, coming into my life and disrespecting me is because sometimes I feel like people have something to offer me or something to give me, and as a result I feel like I need to lower my standards so that they will continue to give me that thing, whether it's love or attention or even money, guys. You get what I mean? If somebody I feel is giving me what I think I need, or the illusion that they could give me what I think I want, then I will often allow certain behaviors that I wouldn't allow on a normal instance from that person, or because I think I'm getting a particular thing. And this is so true with, I think, a lot of people. If you know anybody who has been in an abusive, toxic relationship, it can often be this idea that that abusive partner is giving them something, or they need something from that abusive partner, and that's why they're putting up with the abuse. And similarly, I think I've been putting up with a lot of abuse in my life, all because I feel like I may, or just even the promise of benefiting from a person for me is enough to make me fucking grovel. It's mostly access, guys. It's really mostly people having the access to me, people like calling me whenever they want to, people demanding my time whenever they want to. That whole stuff, it needs to stop. It really needs to stop, and I need to know when to draw the line. So that's something I want to live in and something I want to assert more this year. The last resolution for me is actually the most important resolution that I have for this year, and that is to remain present. Guys, I cannot explain to you how much I have a problem with this, right? So I am constantly fixated on the future me, okay? I'm constantly fixated on the girl or the person that I want to be in the future. So much so that I'm actively taking away from the girl that I am now. I just have this idea or this vision, which I'm sure we all do, of who we want to be and the life we want to live. I want to be this, I want to have that. Like, I just have this vision in my head, and that vision for me consumes me so much that I can forget about what I have in the present moment, and I can forget that often I am living in an answered prayer. I am living in the things that I used to pray for, the things that I used to envision for my future. I'm currently living in them right now. But because I'm so worried about that girl that I want to be and that life that I want to live, I can't even enjoy the present moment, because I'm constantly feeling like, and there's somebody on my Instagram who also mentioned it, Pulani, who said something like she couldn't even celebrate the moments, the present moments, or the things that she has achieved. And I couldn't agree with that more. I really can't even celebrate the things that I've already achieved. And it's not even just about being fixated on that future life. It's about also this great feeling of, I won't achieve that life. What if I don't achieve that life? What if I don't become that girl? What if I don't get the fancy this, the fancy that, or the peace or the happiness that I'm searching, or the love that I'm searching for? What if I don't get all of those things? And that, what if, and that belief, that thinking, it's making me so depressed right now in the present. Aside from just making me depressed in the present, it's also just making me so anxious, I can't even celebrate the present and celebrate the things that I'm achieving right now, because all I can think about right now is, every time I think of the present, all I think about is, well, you should have accomplished this by now. This is not something to celebrate, honey. You should have done this by now. Like, forget about that girl you want to be. This is nothing to celebrate. You should have already done this. Look at your peers. Oh my gosh. Then I start to compare. Look at your peers. They have this already. Why don't you? You should have had this 10 years ago. You should have had this ages ago. You're late. You're late. Time is running out, honey. You need to catch that bus. You need to catch that train. And I'm constantly living in that state in the present. And of course, it causes anxiety, It's only prone to cause anxiety because you're constantly thinking about, okay, now that I'm here, what can I do next? How can I get to that next level? How can I jump? Instead of just relishing the moment, instead of just taking in the now and realizing that you're not where you used to be, you are now at a different place. And that's so true for me. That's so true. I'm always constantly like, guys, I need to get to the next bus. I need to get to the next train. Like, it's leaving me behind. Instead of realizing that, like, damn, I am actually in a position where I used to dream about, I used to dream about these days. And now I'm finally here. And I always felt like I've been in a state of mourning, in a state of grief of the life or the future that I thought that I should have by now, you know. I always say to people that like my 20s are rocking me, guys. My 20s are freaking rocking me, because I think the idea I had of what my 20s should look like and what I'm living in currently, oh child, it's completely different, you know. And I feel like now I'm mourning that, I'm grieving that life, you know. I feel like I'm really depriving my present self from all the accomplishments that I've made thus far, you know. And what an awful thing to do, deprive yourself of acknowledging the fact that you have come so far. And I really have come so far, but because I'm so fixated on that future that I want, I haven't given myself an opportunity to really take that in. And so this year I'm really becoming more intentional about being present and being thankful for where I am right now, being thankful for what I have right now, despite the fact that I might want more. It's always okay to want more, you know, but it's not okay to, you know, neglect your present life because you're always looking for more. And instead of just living the life that I'm living right now, I'm constantly like, oh, but I should have had that. You know, and it's toxic. It's enough. And so yeah, this year I'm really trying to do away with that whole notion together. I'm trying to be more thankful, and yeah, I'm hoping that will work. On that note, I think the most important resolution is to actually grow this channel, to be more disciplined and to be more freaking consistent. Look guys, whether you're setting goals for yourself that you hope to achieve by the end of this year, or whether you are just living life each day as it comes, I think it's really up to each individual. If you do have any resolutions that you would love to share, please leave them down in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. Of course, as always, if you like this video, again, please share this video, thumbs up, the works. But until the next video, that's all from me. Ciao.